A total of $153 million vanished. With Harry and Meghan's con, Netflix stands to lose everything. The harsh reality about Harry-Meghan's production costing $153 million over the course of several years will soon be faced by Netflix. All aboard the UK Royal News Trends news ship again, and welcome. Consequently, I would think that for $153 million, you could purchase at least 2 respectable islands, a minor Picasso, or enough bitcoins to fill a somewhat sizable stocking. Or, if you're Netflix, you can shell out that much cash to get your hands on what amounts to a collection of Harry and Meghan's grainy iPhone photographs and home films so far. If the streaming giant thought that the massive price they have apparently pledged to pay the couple would equal sensation and exhilarating viewing when the first 3 episodes were published on Thursday night, I have some very bad news for them. In exchange for whatever enormous number of money Netflix paid the royal misfits, we have thus far been treated to a series that is devoid of any significant fresh insight or details. After watching all 7 episodes, a total of 171 minutes, there is one thing that can be said with absolute certainty regarding Harry-Meghan, the show, and the pair. Nothing interesting ever happens. That person is dull. Despite being directed by an Oscar winner and starring 2 of the most famous people on the planet, this documentary is a flashy, hollow nothing burger, with their spa-filled Montecito mansion serving as the film's biggest draw. If I had to guess, I'd say the problem is that the Duke and Duchess have nothing of genuine note to tell us. Besides the fact that he proposed to her while kneeling in their garden and the fact that Harry is very into feeding hummingbirds at the moment, the show adds nothing of value to our comprehension of the Megxit psychodrama or to our knowledge of the couple's relationship. In a newsroom far below ground right now someone is shouting "Stop the presses." Netflix marketing of this series as a global event raises legitimate concerns about deceptive promotion. The first trailer for the show dropped last week, and in it, Meghan asks, "When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?" It turns out their narrative is about 2 pretty but otherwise uninteresting people who met through the magic of an Instagram dog filter and their shared love of beanies. This is not a show you need to see. It's a show you need to suffer if you want to see innumerable syrupy happy pictures of H and Meg, as we discover they're affectionately known by their friends. Nearly 3 hours worth of new information could fit on the back of a beer coaster. But I am sure Harry is no longer up to speed on such trivialities now that he needs to feed those birds. Watch if you're bored, have a masochistic streak, or are emotionally immersed in the Sussexes' story, but otherwise, why bother? Okay, I'll stop wasting your time. I can tell you that one of the biggest secrets they've shared is that they first met online after he saw a photo of her on a mutual friends account. It's nice, but it's also as ordinary as can be. We hear from Meghan's friends, her ex-PA, her makeup artist, her mother Doria Ragland, who should win some sort of prize for her handling of the press and composure, her agent, her niece, her former TV co-stars, her childhood headmistress, and her Suits producer, all of whom provide interesting details. What happened to our prince, by the way? Both an unnamed Eton friend who goes by Nicky and a polo player named Nacho Figueras are the only people he seems to have dug up to vouch for him. Having watched the first half of this series, I can confidently say that it is as predictable as a pad see ew from a suburban Thai takeout. Our protagonists are the in-love H and EMM, whose story we get to follow owing to so many selfies that you have to wonder how frequently they truly put their phones down in the beginning of their relationship. Meanwhile, the villain is the British media, exactly who you'd expect them to be. Those people are awful. In a word, terrible. After numerous images of Diana, Princess of Wales, being physically harassed and chased by the ravenous paps in the 1990s and numerous images of a confused, angry-looking young Harry being forced to suffer through press calls and walkabouts, the film shifts to the media onslaught that Meghan faced after she and Harry were publicly revealed as an item in late 2016. Despite the fact that someone at Netflix HQ is probably polishing a press release bragging about Harry-Meghan's global ratings triumph, the reality is that the first season of the show was largely devoid of any new information, perspective, or interest if you weren't already interested in people's vacation photos or newborn videos. Please brace yourself for a lot of disappointment if you were hoping, at least for this first round, That there would be some intra-palace mudslinging or bombshell admissions of systemic bigotry and cruelty on par with those made during their Oprah interview. There was no need for the residents of Buckingham Palace or Clarence House or Kensington Palace to worry and start biting their nails or eating their weight in boiled sweets as a kind of stress relief. When Harry discusses Meghan's experience with harassment, it's the closest the Sussexes come to directly attacking his family. Who the heck could he possibly be referring to? Meghan also gets to speak, sharing her excitement about finally meeting her new sister and brother-in-law. For this reason, Kate is not fond of being grabbed on the sly by total strangers, and Meghan has had a rough go of it thanks to the paparazzi. Would you pay $153 million for any of this? After 3 episodes, we still don't know much about Harry's family life before or after he met his wife, except that his mom was hilarious and amazing at being a mom in general. Besides the fact that the British press was often an unrepentant show in the 1980s and 1990s, we haven't heard a peep from Harry about his father, the King, or his grandmother, the late Queen. Episode 3 ends on the night of the couple's wedding. Perhaps director Liz Garbus has been saving the show's most heartbreaking moments for the upcoming second volume, truly. The most surprising thing about Harry and Meghan, though, is that despite widespread interest in the show's stars, the couple has yet to become internationally known. No matter how nicely lit the set is, how professionally Meghan's hair is styled, or how much money was spent on archive video, this is not good television. It falls somewhere in the between of being a glossy reality show and a well-made education on Britain's colonial and slave trading past. Who comes out on top here, really? Those Hummers are probably responsible. I am willing to bet that Hollywood has already started calling to try and convince them to return for a second season. Where do you stand? Do you share this opinion? Leave a comment with your thoughts and we'll discuss them. Please hit that like button and spread the word to everyone you know who could benefit from my video. And if you want more information from our staff, subscribe to our UK Royal News Trends news channel. Please enjoy the following video, and thank you for watching.